Hello everyone, this is Rangerrob and welcome to the Rangerrob Country Living channel. Yes sirree Bob, it is a sparkling day here in Central Oregon, but it's going to be warm. Yeah, all blue skies, already warm. It's not quite noon yet, but it's time to take care of the piggies and chickens and all that good stuff. And yeah, so a couple of things have been kind of mystifying here. Is we've been kind of making sure that we have a lot of content and good goals for the future, and so I've been kind of tapering things off a little bit, allowing me a chance to evaluate what kind of things we're going to do in the future. And I think I got a new podcast I'm going to start. I'm in the early stages. Probably going to invest a little bit more money in our studio, and I also want to do a Rangerrob show about aging or being a senior, because the perplexity of getting older or becoming a senior is dealing with what you used to do, what your limitations are, and your responsibilities as an adult. And that's one of the things that are really driving me crazy. Is just 5-10 years ago, Sherry and I had a lot of freedom. We could do all kinds of adventures, go traveling, the whole works. Well, as time has gone on, we were doing some full-time RVing too and stuff. Well, as time's gone on, we bought a house, we have animals, we're doing some new endeavors with livestock, and so it changes what you can and cannot do as far as limitations, as far as travel, time off, income, things like that. And as we gotten older, also our body's ability to do the things we used to do when we were younger, or financial reasons why you can or can't do things anymore, or shouldn't do, health, all kinds of stuff. And so I just found that I want to talk about that more, talk to other people about how they're addressing becoming a senior. So the new podcast is going to be called Rangerrob Senior Life, and it's just going to discuss everybody's level about aging is different. Some people have their health, some don't, some are still working, some are retired, what's changed over the years, whether people get pensions, 401ks, Social Security, all kinds of stuff. So I just think there's a lot of great discussions to be had. Of course, there's also aging and also being a caregiver, which means Sherry are. So changes things in our life of what we can and can't do, and responsibilities for someone else who's in a senior living circumstance where they need someone to assist them. And so it's been kind of going through my thoughts lately. Also what we wanted to do for content, and also how we're going to do our podcast. So I've got 3 major podcasts I want to focus on. One is getting back to RV Talk Radio, which talks about RV living and travel. but that'll be more sporadic. Of course, the Rangerrob Country Living podcast, which is just enjoyable life of how people are being more self-sufficient, and livestock, raising animals, stuff like that. And then this new one with the Rangerrob Senior Life, which is a discussion about, you know, and humor too, of aging and the funny things that have come up, what's changed. And then talk to other people in the aging category that is going to be different for everyone. Some people will be really energetic, going like crazy, where others are held back by family or by their health or whatever. I just think it's a great discussion. And of course, I've entered into that world, and I've had to tell myself I can't do some things anymore, or I have to plan things out differently. And yeah, so that's what's been going on with me lately. So I tapered off on making videos a little bit. I tapered off making podcasts a little bit. Time to regroup, replan, and work out some of the details of some of the new stuff. I've also got 2 products. One is the Rangerrob poopy bags, which I got to make sure I keep up on the advertising and marketing. And then the other thing is Central Oregon grown, to get that launched and going, being able to sell our pork. Of course, with every responsibility also gives you a loss of freedom of certain things you used to do in the past. So yeah, trying to find that balance, finding out how deep I want to go down the rabbit hole. And yeah, but before we do anything else, I want to take a look at the greenhouse here and see how our tomatoes are doing. Well, as you know, this is a hydroponic greenhouse, which means we're using Dutch buckets to grow our tomatoes. So we're not using soil in here, we're using just nutrients. And perlite is basically what's holding the plants in place, and where our nutrients are being fed into the plants here. So what's going on now is like it's 104 degrees in here, so I got to turn on the cooling system and drop it down here, keep the air passage going through here. But the tomatoes like the warm weather. So these are younger plants, obviously. These are older plants, and so we're not too far from starting to produce tomatoes here. Now, also remember, we're in Central Oregon, high desert area, so our last freeze date isn't until about June 6th. So if you watch like shows from South Carolina and different places, they're already getting tomatoes and stuff. For us, we always have to wait about a month more, or 3 to 4 weeks longer, before we actually can produce our tomatoes. So yeah, so our season for tomatoes is not too far away, but these will be a week or 2, 3 maybe, and these will be probably another 4 weeks before they really start pumping out the tomatoes. So that's what's going on. Now, the other thing that's really frustrating right now is, that's why I tapered off on my other hydroponics, is when the plants get bigger like this and it's warmer, they use a lot more nutrients, which means I'm filling these tanks down here almost every day now, because the plants are drinking the nutrients in the water and sucking this tank dry. Now, last night in the evening I refilled this, but it was almost 24 hours ago before that, so I almost have to check this every day to make sure I have enough nutrients feeding the plants, so they don't it would be kind of devastating if this thing was gone dry and they're not getting nutrients, these plants would be in shock. One of the things in hydroponics I want to point out is always read the plants. The plants will tell you if something's wrong. Like if I have a emitter or something is clogged or something, I'll see either discoloration or I'll see droopy leaves, stuff. The plants will tell you something's wrong. So I always pay attention to the plants and then start troubleshooting. All right, well, it's time to check on my mean rooster and of course all the other ones. Let's see how mean he's gonna be. Okay. He's actually being kind of nice. So we're gonna load them up with some food, check their water, and then I'll move on to the pigs. Well, we got the chickens taken care of. They got water and food. Oh, it works. The other pigs out here, definitely warm out here. We'll have to make sure that their wallows are filled up so they can cool off today. And we'll get some food to them. And yeah. And one of the things I want to go back on was that subject about senior life is all this kind of stuff that we do with like the animals, the pigs, the whole works, is a little more caution, and that might be wisdom talking, where we don't take chances, hop over a fence. Maybe if Sparky come in and the boar is pushing us around and could hurt us strongly, we know not to go in there. Think things through, which might be different than, say, if we're in our 30s or 40s, where we're a little bit more, feel like we're more invincible and end up getting hurt. Where age and wisdom, and maybe just the fact of being older and not as able as I used to be, to think things through and be careful. And when it comes to lifting heavy weights, buying tools to help me make things easier as I'm older. And yeah, so there's a lot to talk about in the world of aging and becoming a senior. And everybody goes into those years a little differently, and I want to talk about those. And I consider myself very fortunate, even though I have much more aches and pains, and maybe I need a little more sleep, or I get tired easier, or I can't stoop as well as I could to pick things off the ground. And yeah, it's frustrating, but at the same time, if I understand my limitations, to be careful, and so I can be around a little longer for Sherry. And also, there's also the financial burden of how well we'll do at an older age on a fixed income. One thing I was kind of watching a report on is what they call the young people are doing what they call it quitting. I think there's another word to it and stuff, but where they're getting concerned about doing things. You know, how we grew up is like, you know, work hard, get to work early, stay late, do extra things, that you'll get recognized and promoted, and that's not what's happening nowadays. And we also grew up with companies that had pensions and great programs that wanted to, because you wanted to spend a lifetime at that company, and that's not true anymore either. And so yeah, it's old school against new school. trying to understand the problems that our young adults are having, where they can't even buy a house because the houses are just way too expensive for the kind of income that they're making when they're younger. And yeah, it's just it's an amazing time right now, and to be older and younger and understanding and helpful. I think we all have to do a little bit of helping each other and understanding each other's circumstances, and that's where I think podcasts like the ones I've been talking about are helpful to the young and old. Well, we got the piggies all fed. They're all munching away, enjoying, and I'm filling up their water bowls in their wallows, and so they can stay cool. But anyway, what I want to also ask you, is the people that watch our show, is what are some of the things that you'd like some of our crew and people to talk about and do shows about? I think senior life is definitely a thing that hits a lot of people. There's a lot of seniors, or people getting close to becoming seniors on Crooked River Ranch where we live, and in Central Oregon, but the whole region, the circumstances is different for everybody. So what's working for me may not work for you, but somebody else might have something they're doing helps out. Like for us, and that, we will have, I have a small pension, and I have a Social Security. Sherry will have Social Security and a little 401k, which is still really not as much as we're used to. That's why we do things on the side, like the Rangerrob poopy bags and the Central Oregon grown, selling pork, and any other side hustles you might want to call them, are kind of something that a lot of us have to do. And that's kind of a new thing in life with the internet and trying to learn the internet. I've been in it for a long time, but people can learn how to make extra money on affiliate programs, making a product, doing things online, not having a brick and mortar building or something. Yeah, you have an opportunity to bring in extra income if you wanted to, if you needed to. You just got to have a little drive, and also have to embrace some of the new things going on nowadays. Even the Rangerrob poopy bags, you could become an affiliate through Amazon and send people to buy our product, and you get a commission. And yeah, there's a lot of neat things out there that you can do to make a little bit of extra money. We make money off our podcast and our YouTube. We make money off of our Rangerrob poopy bags. Not a lot of money, just a little more. Just extra dinners, extra gas for the car. Just to take the sting away. And we'll do that as long as we can. And while we're getting into the aging category, I'm sure that'll be affected too, of what we can and can't do. So, but yeah, if you think about other products, other subjects that you'd like us to talk about that have to do with some of the things you see us do and go more in depth on, and not to mention we can do shows where I can contact other people and do interviews and etc. For example, we will be doing a video here shortly on Terrebonne Hardware. They've asked us if we'd come and visit them, and I think they're a great business. And so yeah, we've done things for other businesses and stuff, but the newest one coming up on the slate you might soon is that one there. So, but yeah, love to hear your feedback. Anyway, guys, yes, we will do stuff probably in Rangerrob Country Living channel, or the podcast. We will talk about younger issues too, and try to find out what's going on with young people and what they're thinking about and stuff too. So that's important for us seniors to understand too. So guys, That's all I got for now. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos. That really helps. And live to hear your comments. Put comments below. Say hello. And tell us what you're doing. Anyway, guys, thank you for listening and watching our channel. And we'll talk to you later. Bye now. This video is made possible by Rangerrob Poopy Bags. Available in Amazon right now. Thank you very much for watching our video. Please take the time to like, subscribe, and share our videos all over the whole wide world. Thanks.